get ACC to provide all the specialists.
Yeah, that's right.
And I can give you some recommendations of Dr. Patrick Schreider. We can do a lot of nerve studies and that on him. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's fantastic.
The problem with my case is that I should have been seeing a neurologist from the start.
Yeah.
And instead of seeing a neurologist, I was sent down the path of forensic psychiatrists for a brain injury I didn't have or a mental illness I didn't have. And in the process of all their negativity and their refusal to basically discuss anything, because they took all control away from me and then left me with no control. You were there a lot of the time. And all you...
Obviously, there's the blank one.
Yeah, I'm going to do the blank one, yep. And then I will... do you want me to fax you a copy?
Yeah, that'll be handy.
What's your fax number?
Email. Yeah.
We can email that to you, yeah.
But,
have you got a card on you?
No, I don't, sorry. Let me...
Just get all your details here.
I just feel like crying all the time. I'm crying inside, but I'm not a crier, you know?
I know, well, you've been through... How did all this start in the first place? What was the... Why were the police after you in the first place?
Because Gerard McGreevy accused me of fraud. Gerard McGreevy.
He was the second in charge at ACC.
And me and him ended up having a dispute.
Over what injury, but how did it all...
it was actually, it stemmed out of a case manager making some...
Accusations on...
No, just some really dumb decisions in which impacted Michael personally, totally unrelated to the claim. There were some personal,
grievances.
Trying to get under my wife's knickers, actually.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Seriously.
And
then offering her a job.
Yeah, so there were things done that actually the higher level ACC management, they recognised were wrong. They came to a settlement with Michael, outside of the claim system. Then the way that settlement was processed by ACC was questionable, which brought pressure on that second in charge because he had mismanaged it. So he'd mismanaged the inquiry into claim mismanagement, and then, using whatever powers they had at their disposal, tried to make Michael look like the criminal. And at the end of that process, Michael actually came out as innocent, as per judge's decisions, and then ACC just shut the door on it. Yeah, vindictive. Yeah.
Sadists.
Yeah. I mean, we thought...
I didn't understand his...
Yeah.
Michael's
I mean, if I'd listened to this, I'd have gone, stuff like that doesn't happen, but I've actually been in the middle of it. I got a suspicion that a person writing to me wasn't the person that had previously written using the same name, and so I took that through a process to find out whether this was the same person. Actually, they admitted 5 different people had been using the same name. Yeah. And like I say, I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't experienced it myself. So anyway,
you've got all the proof, so...
That's right, yeah.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to... I'll certainly do that later, and then I'll... Do you want me to put this by before I send it in, or I'll just write down exactly what we've written?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay. What is this? This is the...
That is... Oh, this is in here. Yeah, so there's no...
Shall I keep this? Better keep it.
Well, if you like to read fiction, that's fine.
I don't want it.
There's a lot of fiction there, believe you me.
Okay, so I'm just going to... I'm not going to read through that. I don't need to do that. And I will see all this. So I will do this, write it up neatly, and then send off to ACC?
Yeah, actually, I need to send you that email. I don't have your. Can I have your email address, please?
So I'm easy. GITA.GOVT extra.
Okay.
You've got my cell phone, haven't you?
I don't think I do. I've just called the office number.
Okay, let's get it.
Perfect.
Alright, so you can just send me a text too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So just send me texts because sometimes I don't really answer.
No, I understand. No, I prefer to just keep it as simple as possible.
Keep it as simple as possible. I mean, see, I'm just after going through some things. So.
Okay, so this will kick things off.
So what you need to do, so any specialist, put them through by me first. I'll tell you if they're good or bad.
Yeah.
But there's one chap, if you want to get him really assessed with nerve injuries, is Dr. Patrick Schreider, and he works at Ascot, and he is fantastic.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
And he'll do all the work. Yeah. So he's.
Yeah. Actually, you're not right down.
Patrick. Yeah.
If I'm going to be perfectly frank and honest, I've lost trust in everybody. It's like it's one medical professional after another covering each other's arse, and no one. Let me see. What was his name? Peter Dean, classic example.
Yeah.
Now that was an assessment that I asked for, Dave, and I didn't get the assessment. Now, why was ACC relying on his assessment? Because they had informed him not to do one.
Yeah.
So this guy here he doesn't, he's totally independent. And
You say they're independent, they're all independent.
these are young guys and they're on,
at the end of the day,
I mean, I know this guy really quite well, and he's not.
What are you, 70 what?
72.
72?
Yeah.
You're taller than me, how could you be 72? You're bigger than me. 72 and I'm 80. It says 85 on that.
It's all the weight on your shoulders.
No, it's not. I mean, he's like, I don't know.
Maybe give you some directive,
That's great.
Because I mean, and this is to get on the list of, don't give him this file or those people, or just.
Well, I'm just a bit confused. How do you're talking about trauma. Don't you think that medical experts have played their part in that trauma? In relation to not writing up the facts or listening to the facts or listening to the truths? And writing reports and leaving all the evidence out that compromise me in every way, shape and form. How can I trust other medical professionals? Every forensic psychiatrist and psychiatrist involved follows the leader. It's like a domino effect. And literally you're left with, what are you left with?
More questions than
Pushing
answers.
shit up a mountain and it's coming down on top of you every time you try to.
Okay.
The reason I entered into an agreement with ACC was so that I could move forward. The best medical treatment money could buy and set up on my own self-employed business. From there, I went to prison and a mental asylum. From there, I've literally been isolated, alienated, singled out, and starved of all rights, entitlements, rehabilitation, medical and treatment needs. Correct? So how, when I'm sitting in front of you and I can't talk, I don't know where to start. I don't know what you think. It's like sometimes I think you look at me like I've got horns growing out of my head. I really do. And it's the same for other people.
But honestly, Mark, I have no idea what the shit you've been through. Honestly, I have no idea what you've gone through. I mean, you come and you just want an ACC, or you want this and you want that. Well, sure, I can write up all these forms, but I have no idea what's going on in the background. And you come.
No, you don't.
You come in with bursts, and I mean, and you expect me to put all that together. You know what I mean? It's very, very difficult.
Just gotta bring some.
Well, I'll give you
format to the.
This is an act of war against you, Michael. You were a witness to that.
I was there.
You were a witness to that. I then had a senior police officer admit that it was actually said as well. And then he said, it was only an off-the-cuff remark. And I went, huh? You've got all these actions and you're calling it an off-the-cuff remark? I went to prison and you're calling it an off-the-cuff remark? I went to a mental asylum under false pretenses and you're calling this an off-the-cuff remark? No. And then, no, he's disappeared. He's left the police.
All right.
They all do, yeah. First of all, thank you for coming this early, because I do appreciate it's uninterrupted, you know, and it,
Yeah.
otherwise if you come during the day, I just don't, you know, I've got phone calls and people coming out of my ears. And
No,
Right, so what do I do now in relation to coping? I'm not coping. I'm losing the plot. You can ask him.
Have you had suicidal thoughts?
Definitely.
Yeah. Maybe pop that on the form as well. If it's there, it's
Over
there.
the last 6 months, it has been that bad. Yeah.
I mean, at least if it's there, then ACC have to take note of it.
yeah, I will write that. So
yeah.
what, just say, yeah.
I keep getting these clouds in my brain.
Yeah. So
I just my brain
Under
feels all
symptoms.
fogged up.
I think there was a place for symptoms.
What do you call it? Fogged.
yeah, so here we are. So are they
I had to fight.
suicidal ideations?
Yeah.
Well, I had to fight to save my sanity. That has now driven me to this point. I'm fighting never to have a mental
The
illness.
suicidal thoughts.
When I end up
due to what? Just
Due to ACC's
in the conflict.
negative, malicious, criminal, abusive and violent behaviours, if you really want to put it down properly.
Say that again, due to ACC.
Negative, malicious, criminal, abusive and violent behaviours. Seeking to...
No, that's enough.
That's enough. yeah.
No, but seeking to
Well,
create a mental illness, not address one. So I'm fighting to stop myself being mentally ill, and I end up that way.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming this early. You too, Michael. Okay.
It's alright, you can hit me later. So everybody hits me at some point. Don't worry.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Okay. So we'll keep in touch. Okay.
thank you.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Where's our leader? Came to speak my mind and didn't get there again.
No, it's all right.
So,
You need a medical ally, and that's the closest you've got.
Dave, let's be honest, I'm losing it, and you know it. And I know it. And I'm heading overseas again in August. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I have to do something. So lovely.
For how long?
I don't know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But I really don't want to be here and I don't trust the medical professionals. So what do you do?
Fair enough. Okay, now, I said to ACC, you know, we want this self-employment to progress. What do we have to do? They said, oh no, we're treating Michael like a normal client. So I'm going to put in a application for review on the basis that
The Queen's Council's already told you.
that agreement was a rehabilitation plan. It didn't have rehabilitation plan written on the top, but the whole effect of that was a rehabilitation plan that they have now walked away from.
But they can't do that.
That's why
So
we're
you're going to go
review.
to review and then you're going to end up with appeal.
Yeah.
You're talking 2 years, Dave.
Oh well.
So, in other words, what happens if I win that? What do I get out of it?